98.5 and 92.7 The Planet, the real rock station.
We're hanging out with the guys from Pop Evil, getting ready to play tonight for in front of Theory of Deadman here in Columbus, Ohio, at the Newport Music Hall. And we're on their home away from home right now. The bus. Do you all have a name for the bus?
We don't really have an away
Stinkwater.
Stinkwater. Yeah,
This is pretty much home.
We don't really have a home.
This is home.
This welcome to our home. MTV Cribs. It's really clean. Sorry we cleaned up. Wait, you gotta check our fridge. You gotta look at our fridge. Go look at our fridge before we start.
Let's see the fridge here.
Tequila on the door. Tequila on the door. So welcome to tour bus / motorhome Stinkwater edition. There you go.
Because I'm blowing up here. One thing, I first want to start by saying that obviously you guys are a new band in terms of the national scene. People don't know much about you. We know that you're from Michigan. You got a couple of songs out, 155 and Hero. Who is Pop Evil? What are they all about?
Anyone want to jump at it? Or? I guess I got volunteer. No, Pop Evil is kind of like we started in 01, and it was obviously, as you can see through just that we're all come from different backgrounds and different cultures and different musical lifestyles, and kind of Pop Evil, when we originated it, we wanted it to be a place where we could go heavy guitars if we wanted and still do acoustic guitar ballads if we wanted, and to try to set it up with the name instead of being pigeonholed, that you guys are alternative or you guys are active rock or you guys are country, like we wanted to kind of set it up with our name from the beginning, that whatever that normal thing is, whatever that musical normalcy is, we're above and below that. We've never really been norm, or we've never been that mainstream, whatever, mediocrity, whatever that is, So
we're like a rock and roll, like mutt.
We're the bad
we're like the mutts of rock and roll. Like a lot of us are mixed culturally. We're kind of like that with rock and roll. We're just kind of throwing all our influences together. Anyone from Rage Against the Machine to Tupac, with Dylan and I, big rap guys growing up, that it was like, and then of course Matt and Tony come with, Pantera and Metallica, and Dave of course comes from, Stone Temple Pilots and the Black Crowes. So, kind of throwing all that into one, being creative to write our own music, this kind of been our own sound, and we're still developing that. Being our first record, and we're just excited. We don't try to think about what we sound like. We just try to think about what we do that we like, number one, and what we can at the end of the day dictate and perform to our fans. So.
You mentioned the debut album. I guess came out in August or June?
Yes, August 12th.
Lipstick on the Mirror. Tell us about the album. You mentioned some things that we were talking about a little bit ago. That to me, when I listened to it last night, not one song sounds the same on it. I really like that. So it's not like I'm going to hear the same thing. Track 1, 2, 3, 4. You've got like anthems, you've got ballads, you've got just straight up badass songs. But that's what I think about the album. But what's the album to you guys?
That's really cool that you say that. It's like when you write a song, it's like every song's kind of like its own story, and it should have its own personality.
Yeah.
So to speak, we try to give each song its own character.
It was cool that none didn't write. It was cool with the record though, because we started off not making a record. We started off with 3 songs.
Okay.
And in that process of 3 years, we added Tony, we added Matt, and it kind of developed. So there was never a game plan to write like this is an album. So it's kind of been a collection of our growth over the years. So that's what the album means to me. I don't know if anyone wants to add to that.
How do you guys write music? How did the song Hero come about? I mean, how did that start from beginning to end?
It's one of Dave's riffs.
Yeah, you came with that riff.
Sitting on the couch, just tooling around. Usually, what happens, I'll come up with like an idea, or Tony will come up with an idea, and just bring it to Lee, and if he likes it, put some words to it, or we'll come up with like part of a chorus or part of a verse or something, and then we just put all our heads together. We all sit down and say, hey, it might sound cool here. What's a word that rhymes with what?
Yeah.
That's pretty much
this lineup too. That was actually our first song we did together.
Yeah, it was actually the first one, wasn't it? Yeah.
It's kind of ironic that that's kind of like our claim to fame with Hero.
That's one of those songs that sometimes when I listen to music, you hear the opening riff, and you're like, "That's a badass song." And it is from that riff that you go,
that's
"Okay."
It shows the growth of the 2 guitar players. And totally true. Dave had the riff, and then Tony put the sauce that he does on it, and it just
kind of work together,
And that's the cool thing with these two. They come from such different backgrounds that they don't ever step toes of, man, my riffs are so similar. I mean, they're totally on 2 different ends that, he'll take a Dave idea and just totally turn it into a Tony idea, and Tony will take Dave will take a Tony idea and turn it into a Dave idea. And even Matt comes in, and he's like a third guitar player. You know, I mean, it's cool, man. But there really is no set way to write a song. It's just we really try to be open-minded, and Dylan's got great ideas too. He'll come in, even being the drummer. You know, whoever's got the best idea for that song, we just try to drop egos.
It's funny how things will change when you get into a studio too.
Sure.
You know, you can have like something you've been working on for a while, you know, been writing, and you get into a studio, you start recording it.
Right.
New ideas start flying out, you know, and it can turn into something completely different than what you had in mind.
It seems like it's pretty rare where you got like a whole song beginning to end. It's
Right.
Like all put together. Like how it.
When you listen to it with that.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever done that. Maybe 155.
155 was
Probably
the closest.
one.
It wasn't. I mean, I write a lot on my own, and sometimes I don't think it's fair to just push a whole song on a band, you know. And
Right.
that song kind of transformed, and the band liked it. And this was again before Matt and Tony were in the band when we wrote the song. And I was like, "Do you think it would be a Pop Evil song? You guys cool with it?" And they're like, "Yeah, let's try it." And I just kind of
You
evolved.
played in Arkansas.
Yeah.
Doing that sound check and you
Yeah.
busted it out. I was like,
Yeah, I
"What
think
is
I busted it out in
that,
Arkansas, you know, for Dave and Dylan, and it just clicked. And then Tony, of course, added his solos and added the Evo parts, and it was next thing you know, here we are. It's our second single. So it's again, there's no set rule. It's just kind of whatever happens, you just let the music kind of do its thing.